live Wild West shootouts.
Western Village once featured an elaborate sheriff and bad guy shootout show that played out live on the main street of the park. Using actual actors rather than animatronics, spectators would watch as the sheriff gets word of a rough gang and someone named Crutches talks about how the sheriff shot him. Audience members would then be pulled out of the crowd and placed in the middle of the action. One stunt even involved the sheriff shooting an apple off a spectator's head.
Western Village has been used as a movie set.
When you walk through Western Village, it's a picture-perfect recreation of a town from the American frontier. With a saloon, jail cell, shops, and more, feels like the set of a classic John Ford film. As it turns out, filmmakers have had that same thought. The village was reportedly used as a set for movies and promos while the park remained open. Now that it's abandoned, anyone can shoot there as long as the scene in question calls for a dilapidated village.
The Mount Rushmore replica is filled with teddy bears.
The expensive Mount Rushmore replica is hollow, allowing patrons to walk around and explore inside the president's faces. And if you thought a massive replica of Mount Rushmore was a bit insane for an amusement park, the first floor of the monument's interior is filled with teddy bears. Specifically, the bears are dressed up and placed in different scenarios. One bear is pushing a wheelbarrow, one's posed next to a classic car, and one's even dressed as Uncle Sam. They have no real relation to the Old West, making it an odd and disturbing decorative choice.
There's an animatronic John Wayne at the park entrance.
Western Village didn't just make animatronics of generic cowboys and saloon owners. Right at the park entrance lies an animatronic recreation of John Wayne. He must have served as the attraction's greeter, an interesting and rough around the edges choice to welcome young children to the sprawling theme park.
The park has its own Mount Rushmore.
Western Village has its own version of Mount Rushmore, but it can hardly be called a mini Rushmore. At 1/3 the size of the original, it's still massive, not to mention expensive. Built in 1995, it cost millions to create. And as writer Michael John Grist points out, Mount Rushmore doesn't fit the cowboy/Wild West theme of the rest of the park. The park has been abandoned for over a decade, but the fake Rushmore remains, visible even from outside the premises. For those brave enough to venture towards the monument, there's also a stage underneath the 4 busts, perhaps for a showcase akin to Disney's Hall of Presidents.
Realistic animatronics are strewn throughout the park.
Much like Disneyland, Western Village is filled with animatronics. Since the park closed in 2007, robotic cowboys, gamblers, and more exist in and around the buildings. They appear somewhat realistic and represent the uncanny valley and unsettling reaction humans experience when an android looks similar to a human being. Considering these robots are essentially decommissioned, this ghost town feels all the more haunted.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.